What is the history of inequality symbols in math? Have you ever wondered where the symbols for greater than and less than came from? These symbols are more than just lines and arrows. They have a fascinating history that dates back centuries. Let's take a closer look at how these symbols became essential tools in mathematics. The story begins in the early 17th century. The symbols we use today, greater than and less than, were introduced in the year 1631. This was after the passing of British mathematician Thomas Harriot. Harriot had a unique way of representing inequalities using triangular shapes. However, the editor of his work decided to change these into the symbols we know today. Interestingly, Harriot also used parallel lines to show equality. His equal sign was vertical, looking like two lines stacked on top of each other. This was different from the horizontal equal sign that Robert Recorde introduced in the year 1557. Recorde's equal sign is the one we still use today. Before these symbols were widely accepted, mathematicians had to express inequalities using words or less clear notations. This made it harder to work with algebraic expressions. The introduction of these symbols made it much easier to compare values. As algebra evolved into a more symbolic form, the need for clear and concise notation became even more important. The concept of inequality itself is much older. Ancient civilizations like Mesopotamia and Egypt used inequalities for practical purposes, such as land measurement and construction. Ancient Greek mathematicians, including Euclid and Diophantus, also studied inequalities in their work. However, they did not have the modern symbols we use today. In summary, the inequality symbols greater than and less than emerged in the 1600s. They simplified the way mathematicians expressed relationships between quantities. This development was part of a larger movement towards symbolic algebra, making mathematical ideas clearer and easier to understand. Today, these symbols are fundamental in algebra, helping learners compare values and grasp the relationships between them.